driven, intense, thriving. Today we are in New York City, and have I got something special for you. Let's go. For centuries, we have migrated from one place to another, driven by seasonal changes, climate change, or economic forces. Today, we are seeing human migration driven by innovation and technology. This new breed of nomads are seeking lifestyle and peace of mind. I'm your host, Julie Foppel, global founder of Realm, and I've spent my entire career in the luxury space. Together, we're going to examine the great lifestyle migration and the stewards of real estate that help facilitate a safe haven for these new residents. We are in the most dynamic housing market of all time. This is Location Luxe. Well, Toni, it's great to be here with you today. We're here in one of the penthouses of 30 Park Place. What a spectacular, spectacular location to have a chat.
Yeah, I'm super excited. We get, the viewers get to see this backdrop. It really, really is special.
Well, so tell me a little bit about how Toni Haber went from kind of, you know, a regular girl next door to selling places like this. Give me your story.
I think it's just being my authentic self. I really, growing up, didn't like school. And it wasn't until college where I love to learn. I just kind of grew into myself, it took me a little longer to mature, but it's all good, better late than never.
That's right.
So I just super proud that I've always wanted to just be the best version of me.
Well, and do you think, I mean, you think about the compelling need to innovate. That's become part of your business plan. You know, tell me a little bit more about how that serves your clients and how you use that kind of in your everyday business.
Yeah, so I feel, I didn't read the book when I first started in the business, and I love people. To this day, I still love people. And I just organically wanted to know their names and their kids' names and their dog names, and really care about their daily life and what was going on. And when I'd run into them and see them, I'd remember, I'm like, oh my God, how's your dog? How's your husband? How's your wife? That's meaningful, right? That's just caring about people and being authentic.
So this morning, I mean, it was amazing going to have coffee with you, and you knew every single person on the street.
Well, I staged that. I was like, and action, no, just kidding.
No, but so when you think about luxury real estate, sometimes it can be seen as soulless, but you've brought a soul to that. Tell me a little bit more about kind of how you interact with your clients, you know, kind of at that Uber echelon.
Well, if you think about it, Julie, it may look to the outside world soulless because it's like New York City, but when you get more granular with it, it's like people, their family, their homes, and so it's emotional. What the world is seeing, right, when you get to know people and ask them questions, you get to learn a lot about them. It's the same for a search of a home. So you really get to asking the right questions. You get to hear about people's lives. You may see them on TV or know their name or because they're an entrepreneur or whatever. And I get to experience them on the deep level, what they want in their kitchen, what they want for their kids.
You're such a force in New York real estate, but you don't necessarily shout it from the rooftops, except wasn't there one time?
It was almost rooftop. It was, we were doing a shoot for the Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous, and they got the city to approve a helicopter coming from Midtown at the building, and we're on this terrace, and the helicopter's right in front of the building, in New York City, and they're like, don't look at the helicopter. I'm like, what are you talking about? That is the coolest thing of my career, this helicopter hovering in front of this building.
Tell me a little bit about where we are and some of the iconic landmarks around us.
Downtown has been evolving and growing in the past 20 years. You have the World Trade Center, the Perlman Performing Arts Center. Then that's Hudson Yards on the far left. You have Midtown with the Empire State Building, 432 Park. Chrysler Building is right there. You have the East River, Hudson River. I mean, it's all here.
Talk a little bit to me about the real estate market in New York.
Real estate market in New York, thank goodness, we've been on since 2014, 15. If you look at a chart or graph for analytical people out there, we've been on a downward cycle, and then we hit bottom like fourth quarter 2019. They were about to call it in first quarter of 20, and then COVID hit, so like we went down further. So all the people that bought during this past year and a half, like are going to be super happy. New York is coming back. We always come back with a vengeance. I mean, it's just such a camaraderie here and passion for this city. And so, yeah, we're on our way back, and it's super exciting. All the luxury homes that have been sitting on the market are gone.
So is there an inventory shortage?
Yeah, so no one has called the bottom yet. I'm going to say it's going to be called potentially first quarter. No one's even talking about it yet. The inventory is being absorbed, so we will have a shortage at some point. We are experiencing a little bit of it now in certain categories.
Talk a little bit about what's in demand and what's just flying off the shelves.
I think people want rooms, like more rooms, like whether it's more bedrooms or bedrooms and, office, playroom, study. So a lot of the larger apartments are being absorbed, and Upper West Side co-ops are just definitely at a big discount now, and so a lot of people are making really sweet deals there.
So more opportunistic buying there than other areas, kind of emerging from COVID and people wanting a little bit more space. I mean, you've got to be seeing that too.
All these like homes, penthouses, homes that have been sitting on the market, like that have 4, 5, 6 bedrooms, are gone. But they've been on the market a year and a half, 2 years, and they're all gone.
When you talk about people wanting more rooms and things like that, like it is truly, I mean, we've talked a lot about it with the flight to peace of mind, where they want to be able to have everybody in one space.
Yep, it's generational. Now we're seeing people living in the same building. We just did a deal on the Upper East Side. The parents have owned an apartment in the building, and the sons are buying an apartment together to start their young life and their real estate investments. And, I know that to be true in this building. I know that to be true in my building. So, yeah, we're getting generational living.
It's happening all over, and I think it's one of the things, as everybody was kind of, maybe saying that people were fleeing from New York. It's quite the contrary. Now people are finding ways to make New York work for them.
For sure. Look, some people have left, aren't coming back. Some people left and are coming back and still maintaining their second residences. But I think, people really, really love it here. And all these deals are happening without any international buyers. The international market has just opened, and it's like, watch out, they're coming.
Downtown, I understand, is really starting to emerge as a really hot market.
For sure, I'm finding a lot of the restaurants like Nobu have come down here, a lot of the retail like Crate and Barrel, some fashion stores, clothing stores, like they're all coming down here. I feel like the retail is moving down below like 23rd Street.
Well, and then what about kind of green space and people's desire to kind of be outside?
You have like a lot of parks in New York City, and people have been wanting outdoor space, although when they get it, oftentimes they don't really use it because a lot of the time they have second homes. So, but I think the thought of it, I remember when I've had some outdoor spaces, I've definitely used it. It's a lot of fun to come home and, fire up the grill and have a glass of wine, or just, be outside after work. So, that's been super nice.
I'm struck by the fact, you look at how people are moving around and this lifestyle migration that we've talked so much about. And I mean, you are an expert at everything that is going in. I mean, I think of you as a little bit of kind of like the camp counselor of New York. Or the, but it is like when people come in and you want to create a community, you have to do that by knowing all of these different things. How is it that you've come to all of this knowledge about the city and about what's happening going forward?
Well, again, I like staying cutting edge with what's going on in the city and the world and other markets. I've lived in Midtown, I've lived on the Upper West Side, I've lived in Union Square, I've lived in the Village, I've lived in Chelsea, and now I'm in Tribeca. So, riding my bike or walking or taking cars or, and showing people around and understanding the buildings, the dynamics of the different neighborhoods, it's been just like fun to learn it. I mean, this is my home, this is my place.
So Toni, you have really established the art of the penthouse. As a matter of fact, I love your marketing around kind of being this penthouse expert and how you did that. I mean, it was brilliant. So talk to me a little bit about, kind of what's happening with the penthouse market and where you see things going.
I had a business coach and he had us look at our business, right, for the past few years. And so how many, was it mostly buyers? Was it mostly sellers? Like where in New York was it? What was it? Was there a certain price range? And so we're like 50-50 buyers and sellers. And then when we laid it all out on the table, I'm like, wow, look at all these penthouses we've sold. Well, I'm a penthouse expert. So that's how it happened. Like just looking at, wow, like we really have sold a lot of penthouses. Look, I think, everyone likes being on top. And being the best, and penthouses offer you your own floor or only one other apartment on the floor and like a view or something spectacular, something to say that you've arrived, something like really cool or big, and people in New York love that. What's not to love? Right?
That's right. That's right. So now you're the superstar real estate broker. You're an amazing human being. You've been featured on Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous, and yet you are so humble. How do you keep that perspective when you've been one of the earliest adopters of moving from one brokerage after 25 years to Compass, which was a startup, and being amongst the first to really embrace that, or, co-founding NIRAC? I mean, Toni, the things that you have done are incredible. How do you keep all of that in perspective?
I just don't like to brag. I'm not a bragger. I've been told that I need to talk about it more. So I'm learning how to do that. But I just was always turned off by people who just brag. So I just love making sure that I'm doing the best I could do and showing up in the best way that people need me to show up for them. And I don't know, it's just the braggy thing is it just feels braggy.
You spend your life kind of creating community and finding everybody else's place. How would you describe your place in New York?
In New York,
yeah,
in the world.
Let's not say world.
Because my place could be in Jackson soon. I don't know.
Well, I'll find you a place in Jackson. Not to worry.
I'm sure. I know she's already working.
It's going to be an expensive trip, but I will find it for you.
It's like last time she told me to bring my checkbook. Yeah. I love the lifestyle. I get to go down and do my workout in the gym, whether it's meeting my trainer or going to a Peloton, or I have the infrared saunas. And then I love stepping outside and being able to walk to dinner and not have to get in a car. And then I can go being in a different neighborhood with a different vibe, all super close. And I just love, I can go see art, I can go to a play, I can see friends. It's just, I do love the lifestyle.
Well, yeah, and you're kind of the consummate lifestyle expert here in New York, so
and
it's amazing.
You walk down the street and still I'll walk down the street or walk home from my office and you get to discover new things, and I love discovering, I love the adventure of the whole thing.
All right, Toni, thank you so much for joining us on Location Luxe and sharing with our viewers and with me a little bit about your journey and what makes it so special here in New York City. So until next time.
Until next time.
I'm Marcia Spear. I'm president of Poggenpohl for the U.S. Poggenpohl is originally from Germany, the oldest kitchen brand in Germany and the world. Next year we will celebrate our 130th anniversary. We're in our Soho flagship showroom today. This is the first U.S. location of Poggenpohl's rebranding.
My name is Bas Mol. I'm working for Poggenpohl and I'm responsible for sales worldwide. We were trying to find something with a wow effect, something exceptional. By coming in here is already the high ceiling, is the pillars. High ceilings were a challenge for us because we never dealt with this before. We're always looking for a high ceiling, but this was exceptionally high, and it sort of challenged us to plan the kitchens up to the ceiling. And normally we go, let's say, in meters, 2.5 to 3 meters. But over here we go way over 4 meters, 5 meters high. And we wanted to make it not only for the design, but also functional. Everything we planned can be put into practice as well. I think my favorite part of the showroom is the entrance. Once you come in, the first impression is like meeting people, sticks into your mind. And I think this creates really the effect, wow, this is something that I haven't seen before. This is exceptional.
My name is Angelo Loscadado. I'm a designer and sales manager. The space here in Soho is fully up to date, brand new, with the latest Poggenpohl product. My favorite Poggenpohl collection is the Mono Plus. It allows you to show open and closed with the appearance that countertop is floating. It's really, really cool. Another collection in the showroom is the Segmento, which allows you to have a design where there's no handles. Clients these days want simplicity and they want it clean. So that allows you to do a complete clean design. A showroom like this allows a designer like me to present a full kitchen where you have a full layout and work triangle so that the client can see firsthand how it's going to work for them.
Poggenpohl looks to inspire our architects and interior designers, those that have an eye for our engineering, our luxury, the materials that we put together. So it makes for a seamless partnership.
Hey design friends, this is your pal Cindy, and I wish I could be with you all today, but I did want to update you on our beloved NYC by Design Awards, so here we go. This year will be lucky number 7 as part of the 10th anniversary festival. Can't wait. You know, last year I hosted the award show all virtual, but it certainly didn't stop you from wanting to be included, and I have the numbers to prove it. There were 553 submissions. Wowza. I know. 177 projects were submitted and 376 products. And you know, the winning project shined oh so bright in all the boroughs. In Brooklyn, the Library of the Future is bringing the community together and teaching us all about sustainability. The Lower East Side's most historic indoor public market gives us the most diverse food experience and still supports small businesses. We love that. We also created a special outdoor dining category because the pandemic proved how we all pull together. Residential development is popping up everywhere, and you can still get your shopping on in Midtown. And we all can enjoy the entire city if you're not afraid of heights with The Edge in Hudson Yards. And product? Oh, well, there were oodles. Now, the new jury is being put together as we speak. Oh, and guess who's coming back? The award that everyone covets. Yes, I'm talking about the Yadro Guest. Hooray! If you want to even think about winning, you got to enter. Submissions open Wednesday, February 2nd and close March 23rd. So, enter. And the best news of all, the awards will be live. And our new celebration location will be revealed shortly. So, even though the pandemic has been hard on all of us, I know, you just can't hold this glorious city back. And it's clear how much our industry loves New York and how design is bringing together all the boroughs and leading the way as we build a better future together. Love you guys.